Hey friends, Ash here with Gents. Hope you're doing well. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready for some warmer weather. At least if you're in the northern hemisphere. If you're in the southern hemisphere, I guess you've been having warm weather. For me though, I'm ready to get rid of the coats and the jackets and all that. I'm ready for the summer. First the spring, then the summer. I'm a big fan of my fall and wintertime fragrances. Warm, rich, sweet, powerful. But just because we're going into spring and summer doesn't mean you need to get rid of the power. So today I've got 10 different fragrances that are all fresh, they smell great, and they're long lasting and have big time performance. So these are some beast mode fragrances that are gonna have you smelling fresh all day. Let's jump into it and check these out. And looking at the bottles here, like 70% of these are blue bottles. But don't worry, I don't have Dior Sauvage in here, although it could be, realistically. I'm gonna kick things off with This Is Love, which is kind of a blue bottle. It's like half and half. This has bergamot, orange blossom, and sandalwood. So the note breakdown is super simple, pretty much as simple as you can get, or if you wanted to think of it another way, as lazy as you can get for the brand that released it. Should we spend 2 more seconds coming up with a couple other notes? No. Zadig and Voltaire are most well known for This Is Him. That fragrance, a powerful incensey vanilla and pepper bomb. It's great for fall and winter time. This one obviously much fresher. It's very smooth, creamy, and sweet. Most of that creaminess is going to come from orange blossom and sandalwood, but the bergamot even has almost a creamy tinge to it. It doesn't open up like a really zingy kind of citrus. Instead, it's just hyper smooth right from the get-go. And even though they do hit you with only 3 notes, this stuff lasts and lasts and lasts. And from there, I'm gonna hop over to L'Homme Rojas. Now, this fragrance reminded me the first time I smelled it of Dolce & Gabbana's K. It does differ a decent amount, but if I were going to compare it to another fragrance, a blue fragrance, I would say it's closest in style to that one. Overall though, I think this one smells better than K, so it's basically an improvement on that scent for me personally, and it's also more affordable, so it's a win-win. And you also don't have the cheesy looking K bottle with the little crown on top. Triple win. It's got juniper, tonka, and geranium, and also blood orange and pineapple in the opening. So you get this great freshness, this great sweetness in the opening. You get some aromatics as it goes through the mid, and then that tonka in the base that just about everybody loves. Lots of versatility with this fragrance, big time compliment factor, because it's not from a bigger house like Dolce & Gabbana or Versace, Armani, Yves Saint Laurent, houses like that. It's overlooked by most people. Our first fragrance that's not in a blue bottle. Wow. I'm even dressed for the occasion with my blue shirt. This fragrance, maybe some people wouldn't think of as a fresh fragrance, but I think it is. I think this one takes a lot of aspects of fresh fragrances and melds it together with gourmand touches and warmth and sweetness, and it comes out fantastic. It's 1 Million Lucky from Paco Rabanne. This one has honey. It's got plum, it has chestnut, which is a note that you see used much more often nowadays. Well, hazelnut, chestnut, toffee, caramel. Again, those gourmand sort of notes, you see them more often nowadays, but you have all those in here, which does give it that warmth, that sweetness. You also have a bit of cashmere as it dries down. In the opening though, you've got grapefruit, you have ozonic notes. So with this fragrance, you're getting just a lot of different facets, you know, different things pulled from different fragrance worlds, all put together. And the stuff lasts forever, so it's a great buy. It's also pretty unique smelling for a designer scent, I've got to say. There's a lot to love here. There were rumblings for a while that 1 Million Lucky would be much harder to find in the future, but it's still available as of this video at retailers and discounters. Now we've got a fresh fragrance that's more for the gentlemen out there, guys middle-aged and older, Dunhill Icon. It's got black pepper, neroli, lavender, and vetiver. The quality here is very good, and topping it all off, kind of the cherry on the cake, stuff's cheap, at least if you're talking from discounters. And Icon is a heavy-duty bottle. This one has some heft to it. I've talked about the Icon line a number of times on this channel. When this fragrance broke, the original in the Icon line, people really sat up and took notice. They were like, dang, Dunhill coming out with this class for that nice price. And then they kind of killed all that goodwill with a bunch of flankers that people just didn't seem to gravitate toward. And even though that is a fragrance that has a nice bit of freshness there in the opening from the neroli and the black pepper, you could pretty much pull that off year round. Great office scent too, and formal scent. Back to blue, Azzaro Chrome Extreme. Every fragrance line must have an extreme flanker. Extreme or intense or absolute, something like that, you gotta have it. If you don't have an intense or an extreme flanker, how will they know how serious you are? You gotta mean business. This is really nice. The original Chrome, it's a big hit. It's a fragrance that's very important to a lot of people out there. I mean, it still sells well today, but it has this, this sharpness to it. This, some people would say, a little bit of a metallic feel, or some people would just go right out there and say, nah, cheap synthetic. But Chrome Extreme smells great. The quality here is very nice, especially for the price. Not very expensive from discounters. Green mandarin, juniper, amber, cashmeran, and sea notes. This is a fresh, aromatic, aquatic fragrance with a great green mandarin citrusy blast in the open. And even though a lot of people would say this is just a summertime Chrome fragrance, a lot of versatility here. A little bit of a similarity also to Acqua di Gio Profondo with that fragrance. So if you're a fan of Acqua di Gio Profondo, probably gonna like that one. Now, kind of a guilty pleasure of mine, Lamal On Board from Jean Paul Gaultier. This one may be more difficult to find in the future. Some Lamal fragrances, they're released as limited editions, and if you don't pick them up the year they come out, then they get really hard to find. But as of right now, it's still available at discounters in the US. Again, another really simple or lazy, no breakdown, bergamot tonka geranium. That's it. And this one's a really sweet, smooth, aquatic. I really do like the way that this one smells. I've actually been a fan of a few of the different Lamal flankers that they pop out there that kind of just come and go. Lamal in the navy, I like that one a whole lot. I gotta say though, On Board, I like it even more. It's grown on me a good amount, and I can't wait to wear that one this spring and summer. It leans maybe a little bit youthful, but I think it's still easily worn by guys in their middle age, and it's a big compliment puller. Now the final non-blue bottle, Mont Blanc Legend Spirit. What spirit is it that they're referencing or referring to? Well, it's the spirit of Invictus Friggin' Aqua, because Legend Spirit smells quite similar to that scent, only more affordable. This is a tester bottle. Got the notes on the back here, a top of bergamot and pink pepper, a mid of lavender and aquatic accord, and a base of white musk and cashmere. The original Legend and Legend Spirit are the two most popular from the line. People love to pick those up for a great price and then get similar performance, similar style to other popular scents. Again, Invictus Aqua here, and Abercrombie & Fitch Fierce for Legend Eau de Toilette. Also to a lesser extent, Legend Eau de Parfum. That one a bit similar to Fierce also. This one is youthful, it's sweet. It's got that bubblegummy sort of sweetness from Invictus Aqua, and then it's got that aquatic freshness also. And from Legend Spirit, we move on to a Polo. It is Polo Deep Blue from Ralph Lauren. Now, of everything here today, I would say that this is probably the fragrance that has grown on me the most. And it's not that I disliked it initially. It's a really easy to wear fragrance. Pretty much everybody's gonna like this one at least, at the bare minimum. But the opening in here with this bit of green mango, I really love how that smells now. It's super nice. You've also got a little bit of a green woodiness in there. So you have cypress in here also, and Broxton as it dries down. And of course, an aquatic feeling, which ties this in with most of the Polo Blue releases. This is, again, a little bit similar to Acqua di Gio Profondo, so it shares that, and similar with Chrome Extreme. Though between the two, I'd say Chrome Extreme is a little bit more youthful, and this one has more of an emphasis on woods, especially as it dries. And also, it's got a nice little touch of class to it. There's a little hint of sophistication. So that's the type of scent you can wear anywhere, any place, anytime, and it's gonna fit in. We're almost at the end, but not quite. Next up is Missoni Wave. Yeah, Missoni Wave. Really nice presentation on this one. Lovely magnetic cap. Ooh, yeah. Some magnetic caps are fairly crappy. They don't really work all that well, but this one, yeah, this one's nice. I'm easily amused, just sitting here like, oh yeah, woo. Oh, magnet just grabs that cap. It's got some citrus, lavender, vetiver, and aquatic notes once again. This one smells a little bit like a cross between Allure Homme Sport from Chanel and Versace Pour Homme. So it sort of splits the difference between the two. Versace Pour Homme maybe comes across a little bit fresher, but this has more of a punch. And then Allure Homme Sport, a little bit creamier. Now don't take that as me saying this is superior to the Chanel or superior to the Versace. They're all similar, but doing things in a different way. And Allure Homme Sport realistically also could have been in this list. And we have reached the finale. Issey Miyake Fusion DC Extreme. I like the cap on this one, kind of looks like obsidian. This one's very different from all the other fragrances here today. The most prominent note, or one of the most prominent notes in this scent, is coconut. I probably don't have to explain this to you, but coconut is not a very common note or ingredient in men's fragrances. You've also got lavender, mint, cardamom, sandalwood, and a few other notes in here as well. But that coconut, as soon as you spray this on, you pick it up and it stays there for quite a while. And it gives this kind of like a beachy tropical feel. Some people might compare it to suntan lotion or sunscreen or something like that. But to me, this one is more just, like I said, tropical beachy. It stays masculine. It doesn't go over onto the powdery feminine side of things, which you will smell in a number of different fragrances out there that people will say has a sunscreen sort of vibe. So that's why this one doesn't really remind me quite as much of sunscreen. It's fresh and it's sweet, but in a decidedly different way than anything else that I featured on today's list. Fusion DC is nice also, but I think between the two, if you were gonna get just one, you're better off with Extreme, and this one also has better performance. Which makes sense, because if they made Fusion DC Extreme and then it was a lot weaker than the original, that would be stupid. Not that fragrance brands have never done stupid things before, but just saying. And there we have it, 10 beast mode, long-lasting, fresh fragrances. There's a little something for everybody in these. All right, friends, that's gonna do it for me. Thank you for hanging with me. Thank you for your support. Stay safe out there. See you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys later.